So this suggests, Chris, that grumpy people live as long as happy ones?
Well, I would say it's good news, Ian, for the curmudgeons and the cranks out there. That's exactly what it means. This UK study was huge. It looked at 1 million women over 10 years. At the very beginning of the study, they got them to self-rate themselves, whether or not they considered themselves happy or unhappy in their lives. They looked at them 10 years later, and they discovered that the unhappy ones died at the exact same rate as the happy ones did. Now, it's true, some people do get sick, and that makes them unhappy, and they didn't live as long as others who were happy and healthier. But the conclusion here, according to the researchers, is that happiness in and of itself does not have a direct impact on death rates. So you can be a grump, it's not going to make you popular, but it's not going to kill you either. Ian.
Everybody's picturing somebody in their mind from their family or friends or work, and probably different people. How are people reacting to this study, Chris?
It's controversial for sure. It really does tend to upend a lot of the research on happiness that's been done. I spoke to one prof in particular who's really made a career of looking at what makes people happy. John Helliwell from here at UBC. He is really, you could call him Canada's top happiness expert. And he told me about studies, for example, in Denmark, where they went into nursing homes and they deliberately tried to build better social relationships between staff, between people who live there, through parties, all kinds of stuff. And they concluded that the life expectancy of those people, they actually live longer than in other nursing homes where they didn't do that. He also told me that the key is the will to live, and that often, for example, when one spouse in a long time married couple dies, he says the other one will quickly follow. Let's have a listen.
An illness takes a spouse, and the second spouse will die dramatically quickly after. Of course, they'll die of some disease, typically, but the point is, you know precisely what the causal factor is. It's been the loss of the spouse that adds to whatever else was going on. And that's just another way of saying the will to live is driven importantly by who you're living for.
So Helliwell will tell you that, in his opinion, the better focus of happiness studies is to try to find out what exactly makes people happy, how can their lives be improved, and focus on doing that, because after all, if you're grumpy and you're cranky and you get to live a long time, it just isn't that much fun.